It is interesting to see the remarkable Paper Pro's color display in comparison with the Boox Note Air 3C. In general, colors look really nice and saturated, with the yellow, orange, red, and magenta hues being the most vivid, in contrast to the Note Air, where they look very weak and brownish. Blue and green hues do look really nice too, but those I prefer on the Note Air once they are not just flat areas, but need some shading, as in certain pictures, photos, and illustrations. Also, the Paper Pro seems to cut off very light-colored areas more easily, where the Air still at least tries to make something of an area of color. For the quick comparison, I used a watercolor brochure from Schmink, as with the many colors it is quite easy to see how differently these are displayed. I took the pics on my desk, which is right in front of a window. As currently, the sun is shining above my window. On the outside, a shade provides some much-needed shadow, so take that into account. Of course, after such a short time it would be difficult to make broader statements about things like the battery, but when the device arrived, the battery was at 82%, losing around 2% during the first setup. I then used the browser access with LAN to push around 1,000 PDFs with 10 gigabytes, sorted in folders, and including some rearranging onto the device, which brought the battery down to roughly 40% within 5 hours. I needed to select the PDFs and took the time to rename some on the device, and I also scribbled some handwriting doodles and notes while the files were being pushed to the Paper Pro. I continued with the device attached to a charger, charging to 85%. Today I uploaded some further 6 gigabytes to the device, making it lose around 20% battery. All that was done with the Wi-Fi on, obviously, but without the light. I must say, I find the battery and the general performance quite impressive, especially since the 2 gigabytes of RAM was able to handle all that I was doing, such as rearranging of folders, renaming of files, switching back and forth to handwriting, and then my file folders again, sometimes having selected dozens of files. It is really promising and assuring that this is indeed a device which can make it easily to 2 to 3 workdays with handwriting and reading.